Lovely, Derek. So here we are, and I think the sound will be okay this time. Fingers crossed. Yeah. So here we are to do block 26. And here it is, and it is amazing. It is very textured, very, very thick. And again, I feel that both sides are quite nice. This is the right side, and you can see how this is working out really nice. And the wrong side is just like that. And it kind of looks like the honeycomb. So it's not, but it kind of looks it, right? So this is kind of a nice reversible kind of block. As you can see, this is the wrong side, but this is the right side. But obviously, you can choose whichever side you want as the right side. But really, essentially, this is the right side, okay? So the thing that we're going to learn in here are two things. One is like a revision, because we're going to do more or less the same as we did for the bow tie. We're going to skip some stitches and create some loops. And then we're going to work on doing the tuck one stitch, which is a little bit more complicated, and I will be taking my time. We will be working underneath certain stitches, so I will be sure to show you. I think we've done something similar before where you work in a stitch below. So anyway, there we are. That's it. I think I've waffled on enough for quite some time. 2 minutes of blah blah. So let's stop and let's get straight to the tutorial. Okay, we are now ready to begin. So this is essentially a 12-row repeat. Before you begin your 12-row repeat, you have to purl 1 row, and then you knit 1 row. Once you've done these 2 rows, you are ready to start on your 12-row repeat. I will work on 6 rows with you, and then I'm pretty sure that once you have watched the first 6 rows, you'll be able to figure out how to work rows 7 to 12. Okay, so let's begin. We will start with row 1, and row 1 is the wrong side. So we're going to start by turning our work, and so this is the wrong side. I'm getting my yarn all mixed up. I am so sorry. And let's begin. It is very, very simple. This will remind you of the bow tie pattern. You will see what I mean when we get to it just now. So the first stitch you're going to purl. I'm going to zoom in. Okay, there we are. That should be enough. And oh, I am sorry. I am clashing with my camera, which is right there. I'm just trying to make myself a little bit more comfortable. Okay, so purl 1. This is just the edge stitch. Now we're going to do the repeat. I need to really stay in focus for you. There we are. So the repeat says slip 3 stitches with yarn in the back and then purl 3. So how we're going to do that is you're going to put your yarn to the back like that, as if you're going to knit, but you're not. You're just going to slip the next 3 stitches like so. 1, 2, 3. Slip them as if you're going to purl the stitches, okay? And then don't pull the yarn too tight, because just like in a bow tie, you're going to create some loops. Okay, so just pull it here, but don't pull it too tight, and purl the next 3 stitches. So 1, 2, and 3. And this is the repeat. So we're going to do that again. Put your yarn to the back, and then purl 3 stitches, slip 3 stitches purlwise, and then put your yarn back to the front because you're going to purl the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3. Now I can show you briefly. You see, these are the loops you're going to create. So let's do that again one more time. Put your yarn to the back, slip the next 3 stitches as if to purl. 1, 2, 3, and remember to not pull this too tight, and purl the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3. We're going to do that one last time. Put your yarn to the back, slip the next 3 stitches as if to purl, put your yarn back here, and you're going to purl the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3. And you're going to do that all the way to the end of the row until you have 1 stitch left. When you've got your 1 stitch, you're going to purl it. So I will pause and I will meet you to carry on with row number 2. And we're ready to start row number 2, and it's just very easy as well. So let's start. You're going to start by knitting 1 stitch, and that's just the edge stitch. Once you've done that, you're going to do the repeat. It says slip 3 stitches with yarn in front and then knit 3. So we're going to put the yarn in front just like so, and you're going to slip the next 3 stitches. Do that as if you're going to purl. 1, 2, 3. And once again you're going to create another loop like that here. So don't pull too tight and put to the back, and now you're going to knit the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3. Let's do that again, shall we? Put your yarn to the front and skip the next 3 stitches as if you're going to purl them. 1, 2, 3. Once you've done that, put your yarn to the back without pulling too tight so you can have your loop, and knit the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3. Let's do that again. Put your yarn to the front, slip the next 3 stitches as if to purl. 1, 2, 3. And then put your yarn back without pulling too tight and knit the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so you're going to do that to the end of the row. When you get to the end of the row, you should have 4 stitches left. So you're going to do your loop and knit the very last stitch. And then at the end of this row, I will meet you and I will tell you what to do next. I have now finished row 2, and actually I've also completed rows 3 and 4 because 3 and 4 are a repeat of rows 1 and 2. So row 3 is essentially a repeat of row 1, and row 4 is a repeat of row 2. So I will let you do that, and I will meet you to do row number 5. Row number 5 is perhaps the easiest row of the whole thing because you are simply going to purl all your stitches. That's it, really, just purl your stitches. So there is very little point in me knitting this in front of the camera. So I will let you do row 5 and I will meet you to do row 6. Okay, so now we are ready to start on row number 6. And this one is really quite complex. So we really need to focus on a lot of things here. In this particular row, we are going to be working underneath all the loops that we created. You see here all 4 loops. We're going to work behind that as well as underneath this stitch, in the stitch below that one here. So it is quite a complex move, but I will try and show you as clearly as I can. And I will try and take my time with that too, because this is quite an important one to follow. But once you understand how it works, then you should be okay. So let's start row number 6. So perhaps I should really zoom in quite a bit here. Okay, here we are. So you're going to start the row by knitting 2 stitches. One and 2. I really hope you will be able to see what I'm doing. Okay, so now this is where we need to learn the tuck one stitch. And it is, when you look at the written instructions, wow, it really is quite overwhelming. But I have worked at it for quite some time before I figured it out, and I have. And they are making it sound a lot more complicated than what it truly is. So, the first step to work on the tuck one stitch is you're going to go under all these loops, 4 loops. Grab them with your needle on the right. Now that you've done that, you are going to do another stitch, but this time, you see that stitch here? You're going to go under it, that hole that is right under the stitch. So you're going to put your needle here and hold these loops at the same time because you're going to knit 1 stitch. So knit the stitch. Make sure you grab the stitch. See, I missed that because I'm right in front of the camera. And when I'm in front of the camera, it is always a fail. Okay, so let's do that again. Let's put the needle underneath the loops and put the needle right into that hole here. And now you're going to grab all your loops. Don't let go of any of them. And knit. There we are. Here is the stitch. When you have done that, you're going to put that loop onto the left needle. So essentially you have created an extra stitch. So you see? So now to get rid of that extra stitch, we are going to knit these 2 stitches together through the back loop. So normally you would do it like that, but this time you're going to go behind just like so. See here, grab them 2 through the back loop and knit them together. There we are. And this is what you've essentially done, you see, just like so here. So now you're going to knit the next 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the post just arrived. I think it's just junk mail. Okay, let's do it again. Let's do a tuck one together. So, see these 4 loops here? You're going to put your right needle right underneath all these loops. And at the same time, you're going to go in the stitch below the next stitch right here. And you're going to knit that with the loops as well. Make sure you hold them so you don't lose any of them. And here's the stitch here. This created an extra stitch. Put that extra stitch onto the left needle. And because it's an extra stitch, we want to make sure that we, make a decrease now. So you're going to do a knit two together through the back loop. So remember, you have to go through both of those through the back loop and knit them together. And now you're going to knit the next 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so I think I will do the tuck one more time with you. So these 4 loops, 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to go with your right needle under all of them. Grab them so they are right here. And at the same time, you're going to go into the stitch below here. And you're going to knit with all them loops as well, right there, so you are catching them. That extra stitch you've created, put it onto the left needle. And now you're going to knit the next 2 stitches together through the back loop. And knit the next 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And this is what our work looks like. And you're going to do that all the way across until you have those 4 stitches here. Well, I think it's more than 4, isn't it? But yeah, so you're going to carry on until the end of the row. At the end, after your last tuck, you will have these 2 stitches. Just knit them 2 stitches. And then you'll be ready to carry on with rows 7 to 12. If you do need a tutorial for rows 7 to 12, let me know and I will be happy to do that for you. So this is what this looks like, rows 1 to 6. There, this is what you will have created. So I hope that this tutorial will have been helpful and that the sound will have been a lot better than the last block, okay? And I can't wait to see what your block looks like. So please send me a picture and talk very soon.